The dance community has gone through more change than possibly any community in the world of music. DJs, some years ago you were the four-deck wizard, and now you're on CD. Now you're playing CDs. When was the moment you had to change technology? You had to go from vinyl to CD, and how was that for you?
It was a big scary change really, because I had never thought in a million years that a CD player would be something that would basically supersede a turntable. Um, no, not at all. Because at the time, record shops were very fruitful. So many record labels and companies out there making music. You was able to basically buy new music every day. Every weekend you'd be, 300 or 400 records you'd be buying, if you had the money, that is. But meanwhile, that is what it was like. And when you had this like CD, which was analog and which was digital, and the sound wasn't the same in the sense of warmth and all this sort of stuff. No, I couldn't see it, to be honest, until Pioneer brought out this amazing super duper machine that could basically emulate a turntable. For me, when I first saw it, I thought an alien aircraft had landed. I was like, what the hell is this thing that the lights that go round and stuff like that? I was like, well, because when you using a turntable, you have needle on the record, and now you just put the CD in, and it's all is lost. So it was a massive change, and you have to adapt to it. So basically, I had been given some CD players by Pioneer, and I basically downloaded a lot of music to CD, and basically got to work on understanding and find out what these machines are all about. And I just found that it was just brilliant, because you can have so much music that you could take with you and to play, which is just fantastic. You never got any deck skip, no feedback from the players whatsoever, which you used to have with turntables. It was just a brand new day. So from that point, which I think it was 2005, is where I stopped buying music, vinyl, and basically started downloading, well, in fact, burning music onto CD to begin with, and then eventually the download sites like Beatport, trackitdown.com, DJs Unlimited, and the list goes on, where he was able to just basically download your music to your computer, burn the music from computer onto your CD, and then play those live. That was a massive day for me, in the sense of what happens next. And of course behind all of that was the Final Scratch system, which is now known as Tractor today, is what I use now, which has just been amazing. But now Pioneer has gone, no, you're not going to be using that, because we just brought out a new system called a DJ to was it 2000, is it? The 2000s system, which you can have your flash drive now of all your music on, put it straight into CD and play straight from the player, which is awesome. I like the idea of that. Many years ago, I had record boxes which weighed a ton, and had 3 or 4 of your mates moaning because they were too heavy. And now you just got a flash drive back pocket, and away you go. So it still isn't as sexy as it used to be in many days, but for accessibility, it's just awesome. So, from a technical point of view, it's fantastic of where things have gone right now.
Are you a technology freak yourself, or have you just been forced into it career-wise?
Yeah, no, I've always been into all things new. I mean, I started off with my first computer being a ZX Spectrum, into the Commodore 64, and now I have an Xbox. So it's all good. Yeah, no, it's great that you're able to have the accessibility to all of this stuff now, but it's how you basically use it. I mean, the talent comes in on what you make out of it. Anyone could be a DJ now, if you download, top 20 best records from Beatport, and then you warp them into Ableton Live, and then you turn, you got the thing that puts them all in key, and then you can mix them like seamlessly for 2 hours. But you can't feel like God because you've done that. But you can feel good that you have some sort of idea that you've done something creatively, for sure. But there's so much more you can do to this creativity than what I've just explained, and that's what's really interesting of what happens next out of what is accessible. There's no boundaries of where we are right now with what we have. I mean, at the moment, there's actually probably too many things out there right now, and people are getting confused by what to use. I mean, I've decided to stop in the sense of pushing the elements of what I use technically forward by just using Tractor and using all the elements out of Tractor, which is fantastic. For me, I think I'll probably end my career on Tractor. I can't see me going much further than that, to be honest with you, because that's given me everything and more by what I need to perform by. But and I think it's really good. I mean, you know, everyone knows who a good DJ is and who a bad one is, and someone makes a good selection of choice of music and bad selection of choice of music. That's what it's going to come down to more than anything else. I've got over 150,000 pieces of them, and there's nothing better than to caress the vinyl and like the old days. This is what it used to be like. Oh my God. Please bring them back. I'll never forget where I came from at the end of the day. And now and again I'll do parties where I'm able to use vinyl and to bring everything back on how it used to be. And I really enjoy that moment. And also the music of what you're playing on vinyl from yesteryear, you can't download. So for me, it's perfect to be able to go back to those days. And now and again, this is my own guilty pleasures, and to be able to play music of what got me here in the first place. I think you shouldn't worry about what's going on overseas. I think you should worry exactly about what's going on around you, where you are. Because, you know, you need a base to begin with by what you're doing in the sense of being creative. And you need your friends around you to be able to give you the confidence to do that. And that's what happened for me. Basically, I never really thought about, you know, me conquering the world in the sense of, you know, me being able to play my music all over. I just made sure that in my regional area that I was really good at what I did. And then if I could basically, someone's, you know, from France or from Germany could see what I could do from my point of view of being at home and then transcend that to France, and then great. For me, that was just an opportunity that I was able to be able to do that, but it had to come from somewhere first. And I would say really concentrate on where you are and then basically make the best out of that. And then eventually your time will come when people would see something that you're doing and then invite you overseas based on what you've created.